Guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I want to take a few moments today to do more of a full review, extended overview of the Divo Knives Growler. The Divo Knives Growler was a White Mountain Knives exclusive. Came out about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. It is a full-size knife. It is for me, who rarely goes back into the under $100 price point of knives, just because it's not really where my heart is right now. I had seen this knife. Not only do I support Lefty EDC, but this particular knife, unlike the, no offense, but unlike the Stout, the Growler just drew my eye. The design, the tall blade, the sliciness, the look of the knife when I saw it when it came out, it made me want to get one. So, long story short, the Growlers went on sale. I picked one up, did the unboxing, shared it with you guys. I have carried this knife not because I'm a knife reviewer, because I'm not. I tell you how I feel about knives. I've carried this knife probably 2 days a week for the last 4 weeks, 3 days a week, because I love this knife. I have been after Divo Knives and after Kevin to make a premium version of this knife to cut through all of the very, I think, instrumental things he's trying to do with manufacturing, especially for this particular knife, to find a domestic manufacturer. But guys, I am impatient and can tell you that the Divo Growler is a fantastic knife that is a slicing beast that fits not only my hand, but fits my pocket perfectly. And I want to talk about a couple of things. Firstly, we'll just take a kind of look at the overview of the knife. Micarta, I want to say 14C, or I forget what the blade steel is. I'll put it in the description, but I can tell you it's super sharp. It's super slicey. This is paper that I'm not good at cutting. It's phone book paper. This knife has not been sharpened. It has not been stropped. It has cut tons of cardboard. Take that back. It has been stropped. It has cut tons of cardboard, and it's still sharp. Has fantastic blade geometry, I think. Again, I'm not the perfect blade geometry guy, but I think the consensus is this knife has great blade geometry. I find that it goes through materials effortlessly, has a nice swedge spine here, very thin blade stock, very thin body with inset liners that are milled out for weight relief. I don't know if you guys can see in there. We'll grab a flashlight. Yeah, I probably should have paused it there, but that goes against kind of my gig. Let's see if my little light has batteries in it. See if I can get a good view where y'all can see that milling in there. See how it's milled out. The steel liners are milled out for weight relief. So it is a very light knife. It does carry like a dream. The pocket clip is very understated, but goes in and out of pocket great. Has recessed screws, plenty of clearance. No, the clip itself's recessed. It's also reversible, so it has some lefty love, which most of us would expect. And then I've heard about light detents, and detents, guys, are probably one of the most subjective things, in my humble opinion, about knives. Is this knife have a lighter detent than, let's say, my field duty? Yes, it does. Does it have a lighter detent than my bug out? No. has a much stronger detent than my bug out. Does it have a stronger detent than my pair 2? Nope. But my point is, I do not see any negativity with the detent in this knife. Now, mine might have good detent. It might be one of the ones that is perfect. I've noticed on White Mountain Knives the last couple of days that they've got, I think, 2 or 3 of these back in stock that have come back 4-week detent. One of them had discoloration of the blade, and I'm wondering if that's similar to what my blade, which is stone-washed, guys, black, that I've cut a few things with. It's the blade of a knife. But anyways, the point is, if anybody missed out on a growler and they would like to get what I feel like is probably the best budget cutter, it was my budget knife of 2022, and I'd only had it for a little over a week and a half, 2 weeks. It's that good of a knife, guys. It is a fantastic carry. It is a fantastic ergonomical in the hand, just well thought out knife. I want to say Colin really put his thinking cap on for this one, but I know Lefty does a lot with the design of these knives, and I'm just saying that to give him a hard time. Somebody who knows about using knives, knows about what they like about knives in hand, you can tell this knife was designed by that person or people. Doesn't have any jimping up here on the spine of the knife, which I don't feel like it needs. Flips out fine for me. That's the only method of deployment, and I love it. Let's do just a couple of quick size comparisons, guys. Let's look at it next to our Cold Steel 4MAX. And it is going to come in smaller than the Cold Steel 4MAX. Let's look at it next to our Civivi Baby Banter. And it's going to be bigger than the Baby Banter. So let's see, before we get out our Ben Peterson NAFCO ruler and do a couple of measurements, let's look at it next to that bug out. I'm saying it's a 1/4 inch shorter than the bug out. Horseshoes and hand grenades. And an inch shorter than the PM2. So it kind of splits the difference of those guys, closer to the bug out size and length. But guys, again, what draws me to this knife, the handle is thin. So the handle, if you look at the bug out, it's not night and day difference. About the same thinness, about the same height, but that blade is just nice, tall, has a gradual belly, really gets behind material and cuts like a dream. So breaking out the old Ben Peterson's ruler that I'm starting to get to read better because my eyes are adjusting to looking for no discoloration. Right at about 3 1/4 inches from the top part of the micarta scale. The handle is a little bit over 4 1/4, right under 4 1/2 inches. The actual hand area, there you can easily place your hand before your pinky hangs over, right around 3 1/2 inches. Taking it out to the choil, about 4 1/4 inches. Cutting edge on the knife, it's going to be right under 3 1/2 inches. So for me, again, a perfect size knife. When it's closed in my pocket, I have maybe 1/8 of the knife exposed in that deep carry clip. So it fits very well in pocket. Closed, I think the guy's going to be right around 4 1/2 inches. So yeah, just what I consider a nice, medium-sized EDC knife that for me checks all the boxes. It checks all the boxes in a budget knife. I cannot wait till they even get either get an American OEM or go back to one of the OEMs that they've had so much success with on their higher end premium versions, because the Divo Growler will definitely be in my future in an upgraded variant. Sorry I was off on the blade steel, guys. I want to say 14C. I'll put it in the description. I'll make sure I put a link to White Mountain Knives in there where you can see some of those that have come back in. And I would have no problem thinking about even possibly getting a satin one, but I would have no problem going back and getting one if it had a weak detent. Because the bottom line is, if I wanted to stiffen up the detent, I could very easily take it apart, give it a little bit of work here on the lock bar, and be good. And again, solid lock up, no side to side, no up and down, just a great little knife. But guys, I appreciate you taking a little bit of time with me this afternoon, this evening, whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or the evening. I appreciate if you're inclined, if you decide to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon if you'd like to be notified when I upload new stuff. Thank you again, and please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right, and just continue to look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate over hate. Everything will be great. Love you all. Peace.